Hey guys, welcome back to Choose Your Own Path. So today's video, we're doing something based on the people who had donated stuff and gave us stuff to give away to you good people. Now, again, this is for 3D printing. It's not the giveaway, not yet, because I gotta try this stuff out myself before I even decide to say yay or nay. Doesn't matter. All right, so what we're talking about here is the Vision Miner nanopolymer adhesive. All right, so the good folks at Vision Miner sent us a couple of things to share with you guys, and for us to share to try. So let's start off with a little bit of conversation on it. So this is Vision Miner nanopolymer adhesive. Okay, so it's made in the USA, West Coast, I guess based in Southern California. That's what I got off of some of their information, their videos. It works on most surfaces. Now, when I say most surfaces, again, this is for 3D printing. So based on, let me explain to you what this is. It is an adhesive that allows for you to print more expensive, better quality PLA on your printer so that it sticks to the bed without lifting up. Now, you know, there's a whole bunch of different ways people have done stuff, you know, the do-it-yourselfers. Myself, I don't usually use anything, but now that we have this, we're going to try it. What I did have was when I brought my machine to get fixed from my buddy, he uses blue painter's tape and puts it on, and I've had it on my machine. Works perfect. I have no problem with it. I don't know if that's the proper thing to use, but a lot of people do it, right? So this stuff is what it's for. Now, this is in very, very tiny format of reading. Like, I'm as blind as a bat myself. But I'll tell you right now, this stuff works great on nylon, ABS, PLA, PETG, PEI, PSU, and more. Now, those are the samples of your filament that gets dropped on. Obviously, if you're part of the 3D printing groups, you would know that. I don't know it because I've never used anything else but PLA and PLA plus. So there's going to be two things going on here. We have 3 of these bottles that we will give away. We have 3 of these little tester bottles that are for me to keep and to test and do on stuff. Now, based on the filament I use and I don't use, it's going to be a while before I grab into it. So out of 3 bottles, 1 bottle is going to be for one of my good friends who lives in Quebec. He's my French buddy, Vincent Fortier. He's very, very, very smart when it comes up to doing stuff with the 3D printers. He just knows what the hell he's doing. But because I know him well enough, and I speak to him most every day, probably every day, you know, good friendship, good trust right there. I'm going to be sending him 1 bottle out. Now, the reason I'm sending him 1 bottle without putting him in the draw is to the fact that he uses all those different brands of stuff I just said. And what's going to happen is I'm going to ask him, which I know he'll do, just at least record just him placing the stuff on and using those materials that he uses in order to show us he doesn't have to show us the whole process of what he's building. I just want for someone like himself who uses those materials again to show us the beginning to the end let's see if this stuff really works. Never used it. I'm not giving you my 100% yay, it's great stuff. I don't know. This is going to be the first test with you. So again, that's how it is. So works on most surfaces. It goes on smooth. They say the material just pops off once it cools down. So once you have your printed on it, it's easy to just pop off, which is good. That's what it is. Coffee in the, it's 7:30. I'm still allowed to have coffee. Who is Vision Miner? Well, we just said where they're from. What do? They sell 3D printers, larger ones. I'm more sure of. I don't know if they have home-based ones. Maybe if they do, maybe they'll send me one day. That'd be a freaking great thing, because a lot of the other companies don't send you crap. Don't say that, but they don't. Okay, so they have materials and they have the tools to make your 3D printing easier and more productive, I guess. This is what I'm catching off of their videos. Again, I'm just following up what I'm watching. We're gonna try it ourselves. Okay, where can we find them? Well, if you have any problems, or any questions, I should say problems. If you have any questions, you can do the contact@visionminer.com. You can email them, or you can call them. Now, they're in the States, USA, 833-774-6863 is their number. So you can call them, or you can find them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Linkadale, Snapchat, and YouTube. Just check out @Vision Miner. Those are the easiest ways to get a hold of these guys. It's that much, simpler. All right. So they are also gonna give us a 10% coupon for watching this and then ordering it. Now I'll have to look at that. It's Choose Your Own Path 10, I think it's called, in capitals. Oh, I should have wrote that down, but I didn't. I'll put it in the description. So if you want to order this stuff, if you want to order it, you can put that code in at the checkout and you'll save 10% off. Check them out. Why not? I'm not making anything off it because I don't think they're giving me anything for it, and I don't really care. They sent me this stuff. That's pretty sweet. All right. So let's see. This is the way that I read it, was the world's first and only high temp build plate, for the adhesive 3D printers. So I don't know, this was about a year ago that was said. I don't know if that's still up to date, if anybody else has invented this stuff. It's good coffee. So again, like I told you, it sticks. It allows for your material to stick down better, so it doesn't lift. You don't get that elephant's foot, I guess that's what it's called, and so on and so forth. It's good for ABS, PETG, nylon, PLA, which it improves it dramatically. I'm hearing. I haven't seen any tests on it, but which I'm going to be doing one now. I haven't had any problems with PLA lifting, but it could happen, and it has happened at other times. I've seen people's videos. Removing it is like a breeze. Here's one thing that I remember them saying is if you're going to use this on, say, like a 7x7 build plate, 7x7, 7 inches, this will run you about 300 coatings. So usually you're on a 7.7 area build plate. That means you're using a 0.5 gram of glue. So 0.5 is all you need on it. We'll see how much. Basically, you don't need to spread this all over your build plate. You need to just find how big of a, surface it's going to be putting down, and then just, add it to that. And I'll show you how I'm going to put it down, because I do remember how they had it. Whatever, we'll see how that works. Normal steps: clean off your bed with alcohol, water, soap, whatever you use to clean off your beds. That's what the first thing you're going to do. Now, I didn't catch on if I'm supposed to have that bed heated first or during this process. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it on first, then I'm gonna heat up my bed. I don't know why, but I don't see any instructions on it. That's what you're supposed to do. We'll give it a try. I don't think it'll make a difference, because it's gonna be printing stuff and it's gonna stay warm. This stuff needs to have warmth. It's not an adhesive glue where you're sticking two parts together, and it's not a crazy glue. That's what I was thinking it was supposed to be at first, but whatever. One of the things that they really recommend for high temp pieces like your ABS and nylon, where you're cranking the heat up so that it runs through your machine to build something. Normal temperatures for PLA is, you know, roughly between 175 to 200. PLA plus 216. That's the degrees Celsius you're warming your beds up to, and your nozzle up to. And anything higher would be those materials. Now, this stuff, I'm telling you right now, I'm only giving you a disclaimer because of what I read. I'm not taking any responsibilities for people who would want to use this stuff and it happens to them, because you go on their website, they'll show you what is and what is not to do. Does that make sense? Either way, what I'm saying is this stuff has to be removed quickly. Not this. Your print has to be removed quickly after you use those high temps on a glass bed, because it says it can shatter, it can crack your bed if it's made out of glass. That's what it was. That's what I read. It says it on the card. It says it on their website. Check them out. Why not? I mean, it says it could break the glass, so I don't know. All right, so what we do is we have a file set up in here. I'm going to turn you guys around. Give me a second. All right, so we're using the FL Sun. This is the QQS. This is our Pro. This is our big machine. And like I said, when I got the machine back from my friend who fixed it, he put on the tape. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this tape off, and we're going to use our new product that we have out. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to show you how I apply this to it, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a print and I'm going to let it go. And then when it's done, we are going to come back and we're going to reprint. We're going to pull it off to see if there's any difference. Now, again, guys, you got to remember, this is not the higher end stuff. In order to use this, it doesn't hurt it, but I bet you, like he says on the video, it says that it would keep the pieces down, and that's the main thing. If you want to keep all your, you don't want things lifting when you're printing. That would suck. So we just have these little alcohol wipes that we use, and the bed is not hot. So all I'm gonna do is make sure I get all the little, anything big and stuck, which it shouldn't be, on here. And we're just gonna wipe down any kind of excess. And all we're gonna do is wipe it down a bit. And if there's any kind of other residue, just like anything else, you know, grease from your fingers is not good for when you're printing, so you really want to keep your fingers off of these beds. It's just that much easier, and you can see it really pulls off the dirt. So hold on a sec. All right, so as we're letting this dry, we'll let that dry up a bit, and then we know that our print is going to be pretty big. So we got our brush and we got our sample piece. I just want to let that dry out. Now, this is the most simplest thing to do, is what they tell you to do is to make a little X in the middle of your project, and then just basically circle it around once. See how much that would use. Just a little bit, not too bad. Remember, guys, don't touch this stuff. It is an adhesive. It smells. I don't have any on my fingers, so whatever. And then all they tell you to do is to go from one side, spread it out. All right, so we're going to spread this stuff out one way, and we're going to just go the other way too, so kind of every piece of the bed gets a touch of this adhesive, okay? What we want to do is make sure that's all on there. Again, you can go back and forth. Just spread it out as evenly as you can And the same with this. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our bed, and we are going to add, we're going to add it up to our 60. We're going to let it warm up and see what happens in that process. Okay, so like I said, just make sure this is nice and spread evenly so you get it all over. Then when you're done, just go rinse this out of the water. That's all you have to do. How many times you have to apply this onto your bed? I guess what happens is when you're doing the bigger, heavier stuff, you'd want to do it all the time. With this, not as much. I guess you just have to make sure that it has some on. I have to look at more videos myself. So once this hits into our 60s, I'm gonna make it at 60 because we know that our hot end's heated up. We're just waiting for our bed, and I can almost see this evaporating now as I speak. So I don't know if that's the process of it, but we're gonna give her a go because we're almost at 60. A couple seconds. Now, I don't feel it's being sticky anymore, so I don't know again if this was the right thing to do. We're just experimenting, guys. We're just trying because I've never used this before. We'll see if it works the way it's supposed to. I don't feel it's sticky anymore. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that. I'm not sure. All right, well, we're gonna give it a go here. So back, print, put in our file, confirm it. And once it hits exactly 60, it should come down. So we're not going to see anything right off the bat. It's not going to show us anything, any dramatic changes. We just want to make sure that what comes down and sticks to the plate stays on the plate. We have a lot of filament. And there it goes. So as this progresses, I'll come back and show you what's going on. Okay, stay tuned. All right, guys. So we are going to finish off this. It finished last night. So what happened was I ran out of filament again. So I had to do the double, the exchange. So we put down our adhesive to see, and there's absolutely no warping around any of it. So I mean, obviously the difference is this is PLA, so it's not the same as, say, your normal, you know, your normal filament or using. A couple of issues is I ran out of filament again, so it doesn't look right. This whole piece is not supposed to be unattached like this. It happens. You know what? Just sometimes I used up all the brown and all the white. But anyway, the point of the video was to keep this smooth and flat and without an elephant foot, which you can see there's no lifting on any of it. So would I give it a passing test? I would say yes. I would say obviously, let me get you down. Obviously, I would say that the nano adhesive. Yeah, I would say for sure the nanopolymer adhesive we have is a go. It's great stuff. It seems to work. Though we are going to send a bottle out to a friend of mine who uses stuff that does tend to lift on his bed. We know that it works. The company itself wouldn't send out stuff to bigger YouTubers than myself or anything like that if it didn't work. You know, we're testing out different products. We're a small channel. You know, we're hitting some people that probably have never heard of this stuff. You know, those kind of things. I've never heard of it. You know, so all of a sudden, bam, this stuff comes to me. It's like, you know, I really appreciate them thinking of me and saying, hey, we'll send it to you free of charge. Give it a go. Show it to your people that love to watch 3D stuff or see what you do, and get them interested. Because there are a lot of people out there that don't know about this stuff, and you know, they try the tape, they try the glue stick, they try many things, and you know, sometimes it works, most times it doesn't stay. Like, I'm not a professional at this, just this is my opinion, that I would say this stuff is a go. It's a hit. I would recommend it. So my opinion to their product would be yes. Like I said, I mentioned earlier where you can get a hold of them, or you can use a promo code that they sent for me. And I should have looked at that again, but I didn't. But I will put it down in the description if you want to use it. I'm pretty sure it's all in caps, and then there's a number at the end of it. Should have looked at that. I didn't though. So I'll add that to it. Now again, this is a review that I'm setting out as I've only tried it once, so it's not how can you say, when you do a review of an item, you have to use it a whole whack of times. You can't just sit there and say, yeah, I tried it once, great, yeah, go ahead and buy it. No, don't do that. Don't listen. If I say that to you guys, I'm full of it, because it's not the way it works. You need to try it yourself. You need to see more proof. But the proof that I can give you, only that now that I have it, you'll see me using it more often until I run out of the bottle, would be to go to their YouTube and see other people's testimony. And like I said, Linkadale, they're on Facebook, so on and so forth. I said a whole bunch of them at the beginning. Yeah, check them. Just give them more of a look. I will have my buddy who will be recording, or he'll be doing the same thing for me. He's not on YouTube, but once he receives the item, he will definitely, that cat is driving me nuts, he will definitely give it a go and then show us what he thinks of it, and he'll send that to me, and then I'll add that to another review of their product. Now honestly, he's the guy who will let me know what he thinks, because he's a pure Frenchman, and those guys, yeah, you piss them off, they give you the old every bad word in the book. That's why I try not to piss him off. He's a good friend, good person to know. Maybe one day we will meet up, just like everybody else who likes to say hello. If ever you're in Canada and you want to talk, you know, just give me a shout. Say, hey, I'm out here, let me check, let's say hello, let's go for coffee or whatever. It's all good. I love it. Anyway, don't forget, guys, check out the links below of who they are, or what I'll write down for you guys to check them out. Check them out. If you're into the higher end filaments and you're having issues, I would say give them a try. Give me a couple of days to figure out what I want, how I want to do this. As in, I will be giving the other bottle away, and maybe even some sample bottles. Like, I got 3 sample bottles. I would personally like to keep one big bottle for myself, because they gave it to me, and plus I opened it up over there already, and I'm giving the other one away. But so I'll have one big bottle to give away, and I'll have 2 little smaller bottles, because I went and opened up one of the smaller bottles too, and I can't send that out now, it's already open. So I'll have 3 bottles to give away, 1 big one, 2 smaller ones. Again, you could ask them for more opinion about this stuff. So I'm gonna finish off by saying, you know, if I can do it, you can do it. Hey, why not? Choose your own path. That's always important. Be kind to everybody, you know. Just give everybody a chance. Be nice to everybody. You know, even people are assholes, just be nice to them. I think so. Anyway, all right, guys, on to the next. See you later. Darn cat, where are you?